Hey guys, it's Jess here with Bless Jess. Thank you so much for watching for my weekly Weight Watcher weigh-in. A little bit different view. I was setting up to do my video and I realized I guess I left my tripod either in the car or at church. We've been doing a lot of filming at church for a kids conference thing we're doing. So I don't have my tripod, so I'm trying to like rig up how I can have the camera stationary, and so it's like balancing on a window ledge and I'm like hunkered down here talking to you, but that's okay. We're just gonna roll with it. It kind of reminds me of when I first started doing these videos because I didn't have a tripod. I would just put my phone, this is actually a camera, but I would take my phone and I would just prop it up and do an update. So it's kind of like that. It's not the best view of me, but you can still sort of see my camera, my candle that I use. But anyway, try to make it a little nicer in here. We of course have our green screen up for where we film for church in our bedroom, so it's kind of a crazy view. But anyway, this is my week something weigh-in. I think it's 19 or 20. So for the future, I don't think I'm going to number them. I think I'm just going to say weekly Weight Watcher weigh-in because I can't keep track of it half the time, and half the time I'm wrong anyway. So if you have been following my daily channels, or my daily videos, you know that it has been a week on and off plan. So let's just give you the rundown of the week, because I know some of you that only watch these weigh-in videos, you don't watch my daily videos, and that's totally fine. So to catch everybody up, the last weigh-in I did was on Wednesday. I did it early in the morning. That day my mom and dad were in town all day. We had a great time visiting with them. I was sort of on plan, but I don't think I tracked everything that day. I didn't. We went to like a buffet place, and there was like, you know how it is there's like lots of things. I just had a little bit of a few things, and so they didn't have any way to track it, and I didn't want to spend the time figuring it out. I know that's probably a huge excuse, but we did that. I definitely didn't overeat that day. I probably was well within my points. That night I started feeling, you know, the feeling you get the day before you get a really bad cold. I had that feeling and I was like, oh no, I think I'm getting sick. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and most of Sunday, I was so sick. Sick. I could not breathe. I was using nose spray like way more than I should just to be able to breathe. It was a horrible feeling. My throat was so raw. I felt achy. I felt like I had the flu. It was just not good. And of course, you know, I don't get to take a sick day. I'm a mom. So I still had to do, you know, dinners and pack lunches and get Nate from school and, you know, get him to school and get him ready and everything. David did help out a bunch, and we had a lot of like really easy, quick dinners. And I was just sick. So David did help out a lot, but at the same time, you know, there was just a certain amount. I couldn't just go to bed, which is what I really needed to do, because it was also like Nate's first few days of school. Those days, I just did whatever I wanted. You guys, it was so bad. I'm not trying to just make light of it, but it is just how it was. I felt so sick that whatever sounded good that I thought I could eat, I ate. There was one day where I drank so much orange juice. I probably had 100 points in orange juice. I'm not even kidding. I like craved it like nobody's business. I'm sure it's just for the vitamin C and stuff. It also felt so good. It was like a balm to my throat. I did that. I had a lot of soup, like not good soup either, like ramen noodles. That's like what I've been craving lately. I don't know why. It just sounded good. There was takeout involved when I didn't really feel good, and with the really bad days, and David just went and got us food. I did not care. And you know what? I just feel like when you're sick, it's not an excuse to completely go off plan, but I can't. I just have to just do what I feel like I need. And maybe that's something I can work on in the future, but this week, as sick as I was, I haven't been that sick in a long time. I know I had that stomach virus like a week ago, and that was bad, but that lasted like, you know, a day and I was better. This was horrible. The kids kind of got a little bit of it, but they didn't. They just kind of had the sniffles and stuff, and David seems fine. So hopefully by Sunday afternoon, I was feeling a lot better. then Monday, I was gonna, I'm back on track, y'all. I started trying to do a video. Well, I had a dentist appointment at 10:30 that morning. So I stayed on track until 10:30. And I kind of underestimated how bad the dentist appointment was going to be. I've had fillings before. I have very bad dental anxiety. I have to have like medicine before I go because I get so worked up, which I think I'm kind of not going to do again because I don't feel like it helped at all. Anyway, so I had to have a crown prep. I have one tooth that had, so I needed 2 fillings, already had that done, and then this is the last thing, I needed a crown on one of my teeth because I had an old filling that had come out and it just was too much of a repair job, so whatever, they had to do a crown. Well, I just didn't think that much about it. It was horrible. I'm probably just being a big baby. It was horrible. They had to drill and drill and drill and drill into my tooth. I was feeling so nauseated by the time I left there. Then they put the temporary crown on. I go back in 2 weeks to get the permanent one and all that. Well, that day I was miserable with tooth pain. He had told me I'd be really sore, but I just thought, I've had fillings. So I thought it would be like that you might be a little sore, but then you're fine. I was in excruciating pain. I had tried taking Tylenol, Motrin. Nothing made me feel better. I had more ramen noodles that day. Ramen noodles was like the meal of the week. I don't know why. It was just really soothing to my throat. I put like a lot of sriracha in it and it's really hot and I don't know, it just sounds really good when I'm sick lately. So I had that. I ate Jolly Ranchers. Like, I put it on this side of my mouth. I had this horrible taste in my mouth. I don't know what it was from. So I sucked on those. Like, anything I could do to help that. It, like, distract myself. So, Tuesday, yesterday, I was feeling a lot better. Finally, the tooth pain had gone. It's still a little bit sore. I can't eat on that side yet. Not that you guys need all these details, but yesterday I was back on track, 100%, tracking everything. I only had like 29 points yesterday, and that's because I think I overdid it on all the fruits and veggies. My stomach was so upset yesterday, really bloated, and I think it was just a little bit too much after the week of not eating well and being sick and all of that. So I'm going to try to be a little gentler to myself with, eating fruits and vegetables, but just not overdoing it, So the colon tea, the Teamy colon tea totally helped. If you guys have not checked out Teamy tea, where have you been? It's all over the place on every single channel. I watch everybody's reviewing it. It's so good. I really love the skinny tea, but I feel like my favorite is the colon tea. It just makes you feel so much better, especially if you get like that bloated feeling. Anyway, so that definitely helped, and I'm feeling a lot better this morning, but I knew the scale was going to be up. Like, I knew it. I stepped on the scale a few days ago, and I was like, whoa, it's definitely up a lot. A lot of sodium. You guys know, of course, ramen noodles have tons of sodium and chemicals and not good stuff for you. Something that I normally do not eat. Fast food has a lot of sodium and not good stuff for you in it. Orange juice is good for you, but it has I feel like it's okay for you, but it has tons of sugar in it. So it's not something you should drink like water, like I did. So I'm definitely up, but this is the thing, and I'll get into the numbers and all that, but, this summer has been hard. I'm not going to get into all of it because this video is getting long, but we also had some struggles with Nate at school. He's doing really well. It's been a little bit of a transition period with him having autism and being in a regular class. They're trying to figure out, when to pull him out to have like his own time. He has like certain times where he goes to another like smaller class, and then he's in the main class for the most of the day. They're just trying to figure out his schedule, and it's been a little hard on him, but more hard on me because I'm worried about him. And when I'm not in control, I eat. And so I knew the scale was going to be up, and I talked to David about it the other day, my husband. And I was just saying, no, I've done really bad this week. I've been really stressed. I've been not feeling good. And he's like, well, why haven't you come and talk to me about it? And I was thinking about it. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know why I'm not going to cry. I don't know why my first instinct when I'm stressed, when I'm not feeling well, when I'm overwhelmed, or when I'm scared, I don't turn to God, which I need to do, which would help. I don't turn and talk to my husband about it. I don't turn and talk to a friend about it. I don't turn and pick up the camera and talk to you about it. I turn to food like it's going to solve every problem I have. And it is a struggle that I am not, I am not winning right now, but I'm not giving up. You know, the last few months of the summer, I have lost and gained the same 5 pounds over and over and over. I don't think I've actually lost much weight at all this last few months. But I'm not giving up. If it takes me 5 years to get to my goal weight, I am not giving up. You know, I have a struggle with food. I have an emotional attachment to food. I turn to food when I'm stressed. Like I've said before, we've had a lot of stressors in our life this last year. We still have a lot of stressors in our life. You know, I'm not going to get onto it. We are so blessed. We are so blessed. But, you know, we also have trials like anyone else. And especially when it comes to Nate, he's doing so well, but there's also a lot of things about our life that's hard. It makes it harder. And instead of trying to process my feelings about it, I try to eat them. And, you know, that's what this summer has been. It's been me losing and gaining the same amount of weight because I keep turning to food, and I will kind of get myself together. I'll lose those pounds that I put on, and then something will come up, and then I'll do it again. And I'm not proud of it. It's really embarrassing to sit on here and say that. But I just wanted to encourage all of you that if you are watching my channel and you have a problem with food, I totally understand. And I don't have all the answers. I do know that God is the one that I should be turning to. That is my personal belief, that food is not going to fill the void that I'm trying to make it fill. Only God can. And I am working on giving that area to him and just letting go of it. But I keep giving it to him and then taking it back, and then giving it to him and taking it back. And, you know, it's just not good. So, but I'm not giving up. And I feel like as hard as it is to lose and gain the same amount of weight, and as frustrating as that is, it's better than me giving up and gaining 20 pounds this summer because I didn't even care. You know, so I am doing my best to just move forward, to get my motivation back, to not let things and stress derail me, because we all have things. Next week, I'm sure there'll be things in my life where I want to turn to food. It's also really hard because I'm home all the time. We have a pantry and a freezer. Everything is fully stocked. If I get a craving or if I get stressed, it's so easy to it's right there. Food is right there. As opposed to someone who's at work, that they might have a few minutes to think about it. If they want to go get something, it's always in my face. And you know, I try not to bring food into the house that's going to be tempting, but when I get in that bingey, craving, crazy mode, I can binge on anything, and too much of anything is not good. So I'm working on it. I am a work in progress. So as I've talked your ear off, let's just get into the real numbers here. And you know what? This number does not define me, and it's going to change. And you know, it is what it is. It was a week. And I don't think all of it is pounds, but who knows? So we'll just go from today. So last week, I think I was 220.4, I think. And today I was 224.6. So I'm up 4.2 pounds in 1 week. That sucks. That really sucks. But I'm not too upset about it. I knew it was coming. I am going to use it as motivation and not use it as something to discourage myself. I know what I've done wrong. And the biggest thing is, I mean, I know I was sick and all of that, and the fluids, and you know, I know all of that too. Haven't been drinking my water. I have been doing all my steps. So the step bet has still motivated me. Even when I was sick, I was over there doing my steps, which was hilarious. They thought it was so funny for me to be marching in place, like coughing and sneezing, you know. I wish I could have just given it to someone else to do, but I did it. It was probably good for me to get in a little bit of movement. I've totally forgot what I was saying, but, you know, whatever it is, I'm not saying whatever like I don't care, because I do care. It's not good to gain that much weight in a week. It's not good to keep playing around with the same amount of weight, but I'm not giving up. And this video is for all of you who are struggling and who feel like you're never going to get there, because I feel you. I've struggled with my weight since I was a teenager, and I had a lot of health problems, and I think that was the turning point of me turning to food when I'm stressed, because I've done a testimony video. I need to refilm it because the quality is not very good. But I had a life or death disorder thing in my brain. And it was not for sure that I was going to be okay. And I think I turned to God, I turned to family, but I also started turning to food too. And that just has kind of set me up. Nursing school after that, it definitely turned to food for times of stress, and in those little times in my life, that's kind of the behavior that I've set for myself, and I've got to break that now, and I've got to break turning to food when I'm upset. So 4.2 pounds, I don't want to do this again. Like, I want this to be the reset moment where I get back on track and I stay on track, and I want to do it for myself. You know, so many times I say I want to do it for this event, or I want to do it to get, you know, healthier for my kids. I want to do it for my husband. I want to do it, and that's great, and all of those reasons are valid. I want to do it for you guys so you can watch a good video and not feel like I'm disappointing you. But ultimately, I have to do it for myself and start taking care of myself and not sabotaging myself, which is what I've been doing. So after talking your ear off, here's the plan for next week. This is a long video, and I'm sorry. Next week, tracking everything, even if I mess up, even if I have a bad day, tracking everything, instead of when those times come where I'm immediately stressed and I grab food without even thinking about it, I'm challenging myself to wait 10 minutes and really think about it before I just go eat something. Like, think about it, pray, pick up the phone and call somebody, do something before I eat. And, you know, if those 10 minutes go by and I really, really am hungry, or I want to spend the points on it, then go ahead and have it, but at least think about it. And that's what I'm challenging myself this week. I know it's a small goal, but it's something I need to work on, because I feel stressed, I eat, and I don't think about it. So that's not good. Continuing with water. Water's been very hard for me. I've switched back to drinking bottled water. It's not something I want to do all the time, but I feel like when I have a hard time drinking water, if I go to bottles, and I know I have to get in 4 bottles a day, I usually do better for whatever reason. So I'm going to do that, see if I can get myself back on track with the water. This is my last week of step bet, so I need to finish strong, and I'm sure I'll do great. I've done 6 weeks now with no problems, so that's awesome. I think I'm up to, I put in $20. I think the return is over $25 now. So I've made $5 just on walking. And I didn't do it to make money. I just did it to hold myself accountable so I wouldn't lose my $20. But I love step bet. It's such a great motivation. Like I said, even when I was sick, I was up walking to not lose my money. So I'm sorry for this video, you guys. It's so long and it's kind of depressing, but you all are the best. I get the most awesome comments on these kind of videos, because I think so many of us could relate to the struggle with food. And like people who have addictions, you can't just walk away from food. You know, if you're addicted to food, or if you turn to food when you're stressed, you can't just say, I'm never touching food again. It's something you have to confront multiple times a day. So it's a work in progress, and it will get better, and I am not giving up. So that is the lesson in today. Just don't give up. So I need to go check on Lucy. I think she's calling me. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. Please subscribe if you're new, and I will see you all later. Bye, y'all.